Welcome back to the 15th episode of the Diving Into Sports podcast with your hosts Lyle and Nash. Henry, let's dive into today's topic. Aaron Rodgers, brutal injury last night. It didn't look brutal, but clearly it was. Torn Achilles, out for the year. Should they keep Zach Wilson, the Jets? That's the question we'll be asking ourselves today. Nash, get started.
Yeah, a ton of names have been tossed around, especially veterans in replacing filling the spot of Aaron Rodgers, maybe even as a backup though. Philip Rivers.
No, but anyway, there's been a lot of names tossed out, and who's it gonna be? Should they even get someone? Most people say no. A lot of people say no. But a lot of people say yes, they need a vet to come in. Zach Wilson can't do this on his own because they have Super Bowl talent on their team. But I believe they need a new QB. Trust me, I backed Zach Wilson up for a long time, but we saw him last night. He only had, I'd say, 3 or 4 good, longer pass attempts that were complete and on the money. You can't do that. You need a vet that comes in, leads the team, takes them to victory most weeks, and can take this team to the Super Bowl. There's a lot of names out there, but a few stand out to me. Philip Rivers, if he comes back, again, he is 41. The Niners were gonna sign him for the Super Bowl last year, but they lost in the NFC Championship. So there's that. He agreed to play the last game of last year. There's been rumors swirling, rumors that the Jets are interested in him, but if those rumors are true, that would be spectacular. Other than that, you have names being thrown out like Tom Brady, Colin Kaepernick, Colt McCoy, vets like that, who I think would all be good. Everyone but Colt McCoy there, in my opinion. But it's really going to be interesting, Nash.
Yeah, in my opinion at least, the target, if I were them, that I'd be trying to get is Nick Foles. He's one of my favorite quarterbacks, so it's kind of biased, but he's had a lot of success in the past. He's not washed. He played last year in the NFL. It wasn't his best season last year. He only played 1 game for the Colts, and he got crushed by the Chargers, but still, I think he could be a solid veteran addition to the team. Would be good to have with Zach Wilson. And then also, in my opinion, another guy that hasn't been talked about a whole lot is Brett Rippon, who was actually on the Rams practice squad now.
No.
But he was with Nathaniel Hackett on the Broncos, so I think that would pair well, as Nathaniel Hackett is now the Jets' offensive coordinator. I like that. Brett Rippon from Boise State, I think that would be a good signing for them.
I don't like that at all. The few snaps he's played in the NFL has not been good. Yeah, I think they have to commit soon, but I don't think the answer is Zach Wilson. I really don't. It should be a veteran if they sign someone. It's either Zach Wilson or a veteran, free agent to save some money, most likely. And I hope for the best for the Jets. I really do. They've just been traumatized with injuries and everything. Not just the Jets, but the city of sports, the city of New York sports. It's not been good, but I really would love to see them make a run at the Super Bowl and get themselves some rings. And I would like that a lot more if someone like Philip Rivers were to join too.
Yeah, their win against the Bills was so bittersweet, like I said in the previous podcast, because while they did win in epic fashion, that huge play, kind of the Aaron Rodgers injury almost overtook it, because it's such an underlying factor that will affect them more almost in the year in the long run, because he was the heart of the team. The culture really built around that. After he finally decided to go there, everyone was ready, excited, and then he gets injured after not even completing a pass. So the only highlights from him were running out with that American flag. Not much for him as a Jet will ever come out. But another name I'd just like to say that I think could go to the Jets that hasn't been mentioned, Mason Rudolph on the Steelers. I think that would be a good kind of low-value trade for the Jets. I don't think they're going to cash in some big splashy Tom Brady, Philip Rivers kind of thing. I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's going to be some more low-value guy that backs up, like Anthony Brown. They worked out from Oregon a couple days ago. I think he could get signed as like a backup. I think Zach Wilson is going to be the starter, though, like Robert Saleh said.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of coaches do mask stuff up like that when really they're going to sign someone in 2 days. So,
but they really don't spend a ton of money after getting Rodgers in the offseason.
Yeah, but if you get a veteran free agent, someone like Rivers, they could probably afford, because he hasn't been in the league for a year and he's not on a team right now, so they wouldn't have to trade people away and he wouldn't be as expensive. I think if they want him, they could get him, and they should get him, and they should get someone, but they should really get him. And I'm just so excited to see what they do.
Yeah, it's a really rare scenario that someone of this caliber gets dropped and then they're forced to almost definitely get another quarterback, because Tim Boyle they have on the practice squad, he's not going to be their backup. They're going to have to sign someone that's going to be either their backup or their starter, and it's going to have to happen soon, and it's going to be interesting who they decide, because there are so many options, like we said, like Taylor Heineke, another guy. There's so many guys that have been in the league but not played a ton, but while they've played, like Mike White, former Jet, they've played well in the short time they've played, and I think the Jets are going to be looking at one of those types of guys, even maybe in my opinion more than some of those old veterans, because they haven't shown their full potential, while the veterans like Philip Rivers, while that would be really cool for all NFL fans, he's 41 and I just don't know how much gas.
He's a team leader.
I don't know how much gas he has left in that tank. I mean, 41 years old.
Always has gas.
He'd be one of the oldest current NFL players. So I don't see the Jets getting a player like that. I see them more.
I think it's actually a viable option, and I think they could get Rivers or Brady. I can't even say Brady. If he unretired for the second time, we'd be laughing a lot harder than we are now.
Yeah, the Jets have got to be upset they got rid of Mike White, though. He was a team leader, just very big team leader, very fan favorite, had a nice little short career on the Jets. Now the backup for the Dolphins, if they would have kept him, he'd be the starter now, in my opinion. So Jets really in a strange situation, one that doesn't come up a whole lot, one that is really uncommon, actually, in the NFL at this level. So yeah, it'll be very interesting to see how it plays out.
See you in the next one.
Thanks for tuning in. Remember, you can listen to Diving Into Sports on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, CastBox, Pocket Casts, and Stitcher. We'd love it if you could follow us on all of those platforms. And check out our Twitter account. Our handle is @NashAndLyle.
By the way, we're now available on Google Podcasts as well.